Today we will discuss a very important chapter and the beginning chapter of O-level business studies, and that is business activity. All right. So what is business? What can you see here in this picture? Basically, business is about solving someone else's problem, right? So the more problems you solve, the more successful your business becomes. Uh, it starts with the idea of the economic problem. We have discussed the economic problem in economics as well. What is the economic problem? It's a very logical and a very basic issue. It is the fact that we have limited resources to satisfy our unlimited wants. We as human beings have unlimited aspirations and unlimited wants, but at the same time, our resources are limited. So the economic problem is that we have to balance our unlimited wants by our limited resources. So we have to make very difficult choices. The better the choices, the more economically viable our lives become. All right. So we have limited resources and unlimited wants. We need to use those resources in a manner that we satisfy most of our wants. That would be a best economic decision. What are the things that we need? Need are all those things without which you can't live. For example, food, shelter, these are the things that we need. They are essential for living. Whereas wants are goods and services people would like to have, but they are not essential. Wants are unlimited. So let's say Apple iPhone. It's something without which you can live. All right. So it's a want. Okay. A vacation of Europe. It is something without which you can live. All right. So it's a want. It's a desire. The needs are easy to satisfy because they're very basic. Almost everybody in this world can satisfy their needs like eating, shelter, and all. But wants are somewhere the problem arises because they are unlimited. So when we go for fulfilling those unlimited wants, so we have a problem because we have limited resources. So what do businesses need to produce? Businesses uh, require certain things to produce goods and services, as we can see in this picture here. There are four factors of production that the business needs. All the resources and all the things that the business needs fall under these four categories. Number one is land. Now, land is not physical piece of land or real estate as we generally know in economics and business. Land is considered as a source of natural resource. So, from anywhere where you get natural resources is considered as land in economics and business. For example, a mine from where you get coal, for example, from a river from where you get fish. All these things are considered as land. So land means in economics and business anywhere from where you get natural resources. Any source of natural resource would be considered as land. So all renewable and non-renewable sources of these resources that include coal, oil, and timber. Anywhere from where you get natural resources is considered as land. Labor is the physical human effort that we put on these resources to produce goods and services. Capital is the machinery employed, right? Yeah, man-made aids to production. Anything that helps in the production of a good or a service. Right now, I'm using this laptop to deliver a service. So right now, this becomes a capital good. All right. So anything that helps you in delivering a service or producing a good is known as capital. It includes computers and technology. And enterprise is the binding force. An entrepreneur combines these factors of production together to provide a good or a service. All right. Let's see here in this picture. This tractor is a capital. The physical human effort of the man who's driving the tractor is known as labor. Land is the field which the labor is flowing, and the idea in his mind is his entrepreneurship. The idea through which he combined all these factors of production and started doing this business, that is entrepreneurship. So, factors of production are four. Anything that comes to your mind regarding production would fit in these four categories. It cannot go beyond that. Just try. Economic activity and the problem of size. Well, this is very important. As you can see in this picture, You have to choose between different alternatives. You can't do everything. You can't produce everything. You can't do every business. You have to choose between options, right? There is always an opportunity cost. The benefit of the next most desired option, which is given up, is known as opportunity cost. If you are eating an apple, as in this picture, you will have to forgo the peach or pear. You can't do everything at the same time. You have limited time, you have limited options. You have to choose the best among them. The benefit of the next best desired option, which is given up, is known as your opportunity cost. For example, all those students who are studying right now from this video are not watching TV or are not having leisure time. So the leisure time and the TV watching is the opportunity cost of this decision of learning. So the next most desired option that you forego is your opportunity cost. All right. You can do anything but not everything. This is a quote of David Allen. You have to choose. You can't do everything at one point in time. You have to choose between different activities. Now, in order to increase efficiency, we have two very, very important concepts of specialization and division of labor. Specialization is the process through which production has been broken down into a series of tasks for the labor force. For example, let's say I have a edtech company. So what I could do is that I could teach all the subjects myself, right? Or I could assign specialist teachers for specific subjects. Now, what specialization means is that I assign each teacher to each different subject, because then he would become a specialist in that subject and he would deliver better services. So if you put everybody to do everything, you compromise on the quality. But if you specialize, you have teachers who have specialization or who have expertise in particular subjects, then only you could provide the best product or the best service. All right. Specialization means the whole process of production is divided into specific tasks, and you assign specific labor to those specific tasks so that they become good at it. This idea was given by Adam Smith. He showed how the production of pins would benefit from the application of division of labor in a factory. He suggested it could be broken down into 18 distinct operations, and if each employee undertook one operation, production would rise to 5,000 pins per employee per day from a few dozen pins per day. Right? So he went into a factory and he saw that in a pin making factory, everyone was doing everything. So he said this is a big loss of efficiency. So he divided the whole process into 18 different distinct tasks and assigned each labor to those tasks. And then he noticed that the production of pins increased from a few dozens per day to 5,000 pins per day. Right? So that was amazing. That was an increase in efficiency. So the advantage of specialization and division of labor, obviously increase in efficiency and less waste of time. All right, waste minimal time. Most of the time you utilize well and you are very efficient. But there are disadvantages as well. It creates monotony. One guy would be doing only one work, so he might get bored very easily, which creates dissatisfaction among workforce. All right, so the workforce becomes dissatisfied. So the purpose of business activity, you have unlimited wants and limited resources. This leads to the question of opportunity cost. You have to decide what to produce and what not to produce. And in that, you need to specialize. You need to assign specific labor to specific tasks so that waste is minimized because you have limited resources. So the purpose of business activity is to combine factors of production to produce goods and services that satisfy customer wants. Now, business is responsible for combining these factors of production and to provide goods and services that satisfy customer wants. This is something that business is responsible for. Hence, the purpose of business activity is to combine scarce factors of production, to combine land, labor, capital, and enterprise, and to produce goods and services, and to produce those goods which are highly in demand, right? And that would benefit most of the society. And another important business activity or purpose of business activity is to employ people, to give them jobs so that they can sustain their lifestyle. In the end, we have a very important concept of added value. This is very important. Whenever you do business, please consider this as the most important thing. The more value you add, the more money you make. Added value is basically the difference between cost of raw material and price of finished goods. So we have an example of Tyrell potato chips. This was about a guy, Will Chase. He was a potato farmer and he was making losses in potato farm. But then he said, and then he thought that if I could make the lives of my customers easy, maybe I could make more money. So he said, I would not sell potatoes, but I'll make potato chips. In doing so, I will make the lives of my customers easier because if I'll sell potato chips, I'll cut the potatoes myself, I'll fry the potato myself, I'll package the potato myself, and the customer would only need to open the pack and eat them, right? So I would have made the lives of my customers easier. When I would do that, customers would be willing to pay me more. So eventually, he was making 10 times more money because he was adding more value. And eventually, the business became successful. So the more value you add, which means the more easier you make the lives of your customers, the more money you make. Why is added value important? Sales are greater than cost, which means that business has money for the more value you add, the more money you have. The more money you have, you can pay more labor costs, you can handle more management expenses and advertising, right? So if you do not have added value, you can't do this thing. You will have more profits, you can invest those profits, you can increase and enhance your business from those profits, right? Now, how to increase added value? There are basically two methods of increasing added value. Increasing selling price but keeping the costs same. For example, you have a loyal customer base, people come for your brand, then you can increase your selling price and you can keep your costs same, so your margins or your added value would increase. The other way is to reduce cost of material but keep the price same. The other thing is that you can buy in bulk low cost raw material, or you can reduce the cost of your labor somehow and keep your prices same. So your added value would increase, your profitability would increase, right? This is the end of this chapter. Thank you very much. I hope this was a very refreshing